Hi, female bosses. Says I am live. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to another Training Tuesday. I will yeah, there I am. That was easy. Facebook just loaded it straight away so I can see myself. So, as I said, welcome to another Training Tuesday. If you are new to Female Bosses Health and Fitness, firstly, welcome. If anybody who is an old timer who's been in the group for a while, please share your welcomes with the rest of the ladies who have just joined. I'll just quickly explain what Training Tuesdays are for those of you who have not jumped on one before, or if you are new to the group, obviously. So Training Tuesdays, I come online on Female Bosses Health and Fitness every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. and provide you with some form of training. And this usually isn't like a workout training, mainly because that is for my clients in my Level Up Club. If you would like and are interested in online Zoom classes, please drop in the comments below and I can hit you up with the link to join my online Zoom classes. But the Training Tuesdays that are in this group are all about health and fitness and how you can achieve them. There's lots of different areas to health and fitness, as many of you will know, but they're super, super important. So like today, I'm going to be talking about why it's really important to have a plan in place. But if you are watching, please say hi. I can see Zoe, hi, and I can see Thea. Nice to see you both. If you are watching on replay, please give me a hashtag replay. And today I want you all to drop your favorite emoji in the comments below, because why not? I like to see emojis and it brightens up everyone's Facebook with lots of different emojis, so drop them in the comments below. So that's the very, very swift introduction. I've been live for a couple of minutes now, so that's given enough people enough chance to jump on. So I will be talking to you guys about why it's important to put a plan in place to achieve your health and fitness goals. Firstly, I just want to go into kind of the two top reasons that I constantly hear, and I've heard today on my post as well, why people can't achieve their health and fitness goals. And this is because of time and motivation. And often, especially with motivation, it's because they don't have a clear A to Z on how to get to their goals. So that's the motivation just isn't there because they're not sure how to get there. And if you don't know how to get somewhere, then you're less likely to get there. Like it's the same as like being on Google Maps. If you have a destination that you've never been to before and you have no idea how to get there, you're less likely to go, aren't you? Because especially these day and age, you're not going to read road signs, especially like most of the road signs are a bit crap anyway. Like it's just the same with health and fitness goals. If you don't know how to get there, you're less likely to get there. And that's why the motivation to actually get there is lacking. Time wise, this is usually because the plan that you've got in place or lack of plan that you've got in place doesn't fit around your lifestyle. So those are the two top things that always come up to why people can't do something. And I'm just going to smash them right down because you guys need to get plans in places right now. So you need to bear with me because my screen is playing up a little bit, so I might end up like playing around with it so I can see what I am going to be talking about. So what I want you to have a think about is, what do you have a plan in place at the moment, and what is your reason? So you need to have a reason behind why you want a plan in place. So a lot of people that I speak to, it's a lot of the reason it's about fat loss, weight loss, getting fitter, healthy in general, or they have like a specific goal in mind, whether it's like running the first 5 kilometers or they want to run their first marathon, that kind of thing. So I want you to ask yourself, how many times have you started on a plan or lack of plan? You've just kind of started on an exercise regime or a diet kind of a bit blind. So you've felt really motivated, you felt dedicated, you really want to smash your goals, you're gonna do it, but it's lasted kind of a week or maybe 2 weeks or maybe a month at a push. Like how many times has that happened? Because I can hold my hand up and say that's happened to me so many times. And I'm going to go into the reasons why a lot of people fail. But it's not a great feeling, is it? Like, you have this dedication, you have this motivation, and then it lasts for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and you're back to square one, and you're just a bit like, and you feel deflated, but you still really want to get to that destination, but you just have no idea how to get there, and you just keep constantly starting and stopping, and often it can actually pop you even the wrong direction. Like, you're meant to be heading north, but you're actually heading south, and you just keep going more and more and more south, and it's just not cool. Okay, so I personally can go, yeah, that's happened to me. It still happens to me when I get a bit overexcited about what my own health and fitness goals are, and I just jump in at the deep end without any goal or like any plans or steps in place. It happens, and it's fine for that to happen. But I'm just going to go into the reasons why it could potentially fail. So number one is, and I want you to drop the number 1 in the comments below, and all the other numbers if this actually makes you think it is you. So number 1 is you have 0 plan in place. So is this you at the moment, or has it been you in the past? If it is, put like a number 1 in the comments. So this is where you kind of just randomly work out. You just pick random workouts. You don't really have a specific workout that might actually help you with your specific goal. You're just picking a random like HIIT workout to do from like YouTube, and then the next day you might do yoga, and then the next day you might go for a run, and it's just kind of all over the place. And then the same with like your eating. So you have no kind of plan in place. You're just like, I'm going to be healthy, and that's kind of it. And you don't really like do a deep dive into what healthy means, or like if you say, oh, I need to like eat less because I'm like I need to lose weight, you don't actually have an understanding of like what you need to eat, and you just kind of stop eating, or you restrict yourself, or that kind of thing. So there's 0 plan in place. If you've done that, drop the number 1 below. I'm really interested. Yeah, Zoe's put number 1. Yeah, so Zoe in the past, yes. Zoe's one of my clients in the Strength Pride, and she has a plan in place now because we've worked together to put a plan in place, and she's in week 5 now of her 12-week program, and she's got that plan and it's working for her. And part of the program, she will learn to put a plan in place, and part of the program, she will be able to form habits, which I'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, definitely, it's awesome, and she don't need to worry about that anymore because she's done that. So this is number 2. So if this is you or has been you in the past, I want you to drop number 2 in the comments. You go all out. So you exercise for 6 to 7 days a week, or even like twice a day. You've kind of gone from like just doing some gentle walks to like going absolutely crazy with your exercise. You've with your dieting, you've cut out carbs, you've only eaten apples, you've started intermittent fasting, you've done keto. You've done everything all at once. Like, you've just gone all out because you're really, really dedicated. You really want to do it. And then you just fail because you've just done too much, like too quickly, and it doesn't fit with your lifestyle. Like, you've had to give up things that you haven't wanted to give up, and you just like your mind is a bit blown. And then once you give up, you usually go backwards. So you'll exercise and then you'll be absolutely knackered. You'll have no energy. And you'll just go, oh, I'm just going to order a takeaway. And you order takeaway for the next 3 nights. Or you go to Tesco and buy like a pizza every single night just because it's easy to do that. Because you're so tired. You've worked really hard. You feel like you achieved something because you've put all that effort in. But it doesn't last very long because you have worked so hard and you've just gone all out, and it's just too much too soon. So you might lose 2 to 5 pounds in your first week, but then the next week you'll put it all back on because it's just been too much for you. So yeah, if that's you, pop number 2 in the comments. And again, I've done this myself. I can hold my hands up and say I've done this. I have gone all out. It's been too much for me, and then I've failed. And this is when I get overexcited. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get really, really strong, and then I do like 6 strength classes in like a week, and then I'm really tired and I can't lift weights the next week. So yeah, if that's you. And then the third one, which is super important, and a lot of even coaches get this wrong for other people, is that the plan isn't right for you. So if you've kind of taken an off the shelf plan, whether it's from like a fitness influencer, or you've decided to create your own plan, and it doesn't quite work for you. So it doesn't fit around your current priorities, or you've kind of dropped some priorities in your life that you're probably gonna pick up again. So this could be, for example, like you work, like you work all the time, and then you are on annual leave and you're like, yes, I have my holiday, I can work out, I can do this. But then when you go back to work, it doesn't necessarily fit around your life. Or like priorities that you literally can't drop, but you try and work around it, and then you kind of go back to that tired feeling from like the number two that I've just talked about. So for example, if you've got kids, like you can't drop the kids. Like I know quite a few parents might want to drop the kids. I don't mean physically drop, I mean just like have a little bit of a break from them. But you can't necessarily do that, and it just doesn't work. Or if you do have like a family of 5, for example, and you've started doing keto or eating just salads or whatever it is, and you're cooking a certain meal for them and you're having something different, it doesn't necessarily work. And yeah, you might have the effort and the dedication and motivation to do it for a couple of weeks, but then you just slip back into old habits because it is too difficult. Like, who wants to cook 4 or 5 different types of meals for your family? So that's what I mean about it not being quite right for you. You need the plan that's going to work around you, work around your family, that kind of thing. So if you've done something that isn't quite right for you, I want you to drop number 3 in the comments below. I don't think this is actually me, because there's just me and my husband just eats whatever's in front of him. But I'm definitely number 1 and number 2 out of those three things that like come up from a failure perspective. So I want to now talk about how you can actually put the right plan in place. So number 1, it needs to be at the right level for you. So this is kind of eradicating the problem where it's too much too soon. It needs to be at the right intensity. So this is easy, but also hard enough for you as well. Because if something's too easy, you're not going to get the results you want, and you're not going to get you're not going to get to your goal quick enough, or you're just going to feel demoralized. You're not going to feel excited about it. Having a bit of a challenge is good, but on the flip side, it needs to be easy enough. So it needs to be something that you can achieve that's going to push you enough. So for example, if you're already walking 5,000 steps a day and then you push it up to like 20,000 steps every single day, that might be too hard of a challenge. But you could push it up to 10,000 steps a day, and then that challenge is still a challenge and it's still easy enough for you to actually achieve. Also, in terms of, it has to fit around your lifestyle. So if you do have kids, like, it needs to fit around them, you know, like if you physically can't leave the house, you can't go to the gym for 2 hours a day because of your kids, then you need to find a solution that you can do at home or do with your kids or take your kids to. Or if you work, so for example, if you wanted to do, I don't know, an online workout that's at like midday and it's every single day at midday, but you have meetings throughout the day, that's not going to work for you. Or like I talked about the meal side of things. So if you have a family of 5 and you're eating something completely different to them, it's not going to work for you. So the plan needs to fit around you, your lifestyle, and doing it that way makes it easier to stick to as well. Because if you're like flipping up your lifestyle too much, it's going to be so difficult. And this is when like partners or like mums or whatever kind of start criticizing you a little bit, and they don't mean to criticize you, but they start going, oh, you're obsessed with like fitness, or you're obsessed with like your diet and that kind of thing, and that can be demoralizing too. Whereas if it fits around the lifestyle and your family lifestyle, it's easier for them to adjust to it too, and easier for them to support you through it. The third point is, it needs to create a habit. And we're just creatures of habit, okay? There are some people who don't need to create the habits because they have like a much more like flexible lifestyle and a lot more fluid, and they can kind of just do what they want and they don't need those habits. But I personally, I'm a very structured person and I like my routine, and routines work for a lot of people as well. It doesn't have to be you need to do it at 2 p.m. on a Friday and 2 p.m. on a Thursday or whatever it is. It can be, yeah, I'm going to work out like 3 times a week, and you can tick it off. Or that kind of thing. It's just creating a habit that's easy to do. So going back to the right level thing, if it's easy enough to do, you're more likely to do it and continue doing it and create that habit. And finally, it needs to incorporate like a holistic view on things. So you might have some of these things down already and therefore don't need to be in your plan, because once you've created a habit, the plan doesn't necessarily need to be like, written and set in stone because you've got it fixed, you've got it sorted. But it needs to incorporate some form of exercise, because exercise is good for you, whether it's good for your heart, whether it's good for your mental health, whether it's good for building the muscle, whatever it is for your goal, you do need some form of exercise in there. It is good for you. Nutrition. So nutrition is a huge important thing. So your plan needs to be the right nutritious thing for you and your family and your lifestyle, and also for your goals. So if you are wanting to drop fat, for example, then you need to eat in a calorie deficit. And I've talked about this before. If you want to build muscle, then you need to make sure that you're in either a maintenance calorie or even higher, and making sure you're getting enough protein in. If you have dietary requirements, or you have issues with your skin or your digestive system or whatever it is, the nutrition needs to be right for you, and that's what needs to be in the plan. It needs to have milestones. So what I mean by milestones is that you can achieve something in every week, so that you can celebrate the weekly ones. You can achieve something in a month and celebrate the monthly ones. Have it up to 12 weeks, up to 6 months, whatever it is. You need to have some milestones to work towards, and these milestones need to be achievable. So you can't just say, I want to lose 70 pounds in a week, because yeah, if you could do that, then it would, and sustainably and healthily, then everyone would do it, wouldn't they? It needs to be easy and it needs to be smart, which I've talked about before. It needs to incorporate some form of like mental health, self-care side of things. So it's great talking about nutrition and it's awesome talking about exercise, but if you don't have your mental health in check, that can often like be a barrier to things. So sorting out your stress, or sorting out your sleep and that kind of thing, having that mental health and the self-care and the rest within your plan is super, super important, and it will set you up for success. And then the final thing, it needs to have like other lifestyle indicators in there. So I've talked about like the stress side of things, water, sleep, like hormone health, like other areas that you might need to add into there, and that could potentially be barriers that you can overcome. So let's just have a quick look at whether there is any. Hi, Helen. If I have no plan, nothing happens. Yeah, totally. That's me as well. Jennifer, I just found out that the gym down the road includes 2.5 hours child watch per day, including the membership. That's amazing. And that fits around your lifestyle, whereas a lot of gyms don't have that. So when you go to the gym and you can't take the kids with you, you could leave them in the car, could you? Probably not. Or like you need to drop them at your parents or whatever it is, but it has to work around you, and finding a gym that like that is amazing, and that's awesome. My gym allows kids to be there as well, so it's pretty cool. Just want to double check if I can see all the comments. Facebook doesn't allow me to see all the comments, which is a little bit annoying. So if there's any comments that I've missed, I will go back through them. I want to make sure that I can go through them. I asked the question before, what is your number one struggle with pulling together a plan for health and fitness goals? And time and motivation came up, which I've already talked about at the start. To get a plan, to have a plan in place will eradicate those barriers. Someone's just put willpower, which I think is another way of like motivation. If you've got a clear A to Z, you are going to achieve the goals, like you are, but it needs to be those like achievable plan. It needs to be good. It needs to be fit around you, like all the things I've just talked about. So let's just have a look. Yeah, won't let me see it. So I will get back to any comments that I missed out. So do you have a plan in place? If you've got a plan in place, either comment it in this video, in this live, because I would love to know what your plan is. I'll do a separate post in the group. The reason I want you to do that is because if you actually write down your plan, share it with the world, and this group is a safe space. It's all about health and fitness. So you don't need to worry about, you know, your family and your friends going, why are they talking about the plan for their health or whatever? Don't matter, pop it in this group because that's what this group's for. Write it down. If you don't have a plan in place, do you think you need help with the plan? If you do, then drop a comment below saying, I need help, and I can help you with that. But what I want to talk about is my workshop. So some of you will know, some of you have spoken to me, some of you are working with me, some of you are my clients, that I am a coach and I do have a 12-week program or a longer program if people want to work with me for longer. And I help people put that plan in place, hold them accountable, keep them motivated as a community within the Strength Pride. And I also have the Level Up Club as well, which is for people who already have a plan, but they need kind of the classes. So I help with the exercise side of things. And if they've got questions about nutrition, that kind of thing, I will answer it within there as well. So you guys know that, and some of you who I've spoken to on calls haven't been quite ready to work with me yet for whatever reason, whether it's financial, whether it's time, blah, 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 blah. But what I want to make sure I can do is reach as many of you as possible. And this is why I'm putting on my 90-minute workshop. It's at a super, super low price. It should be higher, but I want to reach as many of you as possible. There will be limited places in here because I want to make sure that I can provide you guys on the 90-minute workshop with enough support as possible. The workshop will be held for 90 minutes live, but there will be the opportunity to watch it on replay within the group for 2 days after. And then I can also help with a little bit of coaching within those 2 days after. And that's why it is super, super cheap deal, like super cheap, like crazy cheap. But you know what, like I want to try and reach as many of you so that you can get your plan in place. And I'm going to teach you and coach you how to get that plan in place. So in the 90-minute workshop, you will be able to set up an effective fat loss plan or whatever fitness plan it is that you have for your goals. We will go through goal setting. We will make sure that you have SMART goals in place for your plan. And it's obviously personalized. And this is why I don't want to just throw out like just a random plan at you and go, here you go, you can do this, because it's not going to fit around your lifestyle. It needs to be written by you and agreed by you. And I can help you with the, support and tweaking it and making sure that you're going to achieve things. You will have an eating solution that works for you. So I have 2 eating solutions that work for all my clients, whether they're parents, whether they have past eating disorders, whether they like whatever issues, whatever priorities they've got. These 2 eating solutions do work. So you will pick either one or the other, and I will coach you guys through which one I think that you should pick, and you guys can then make an informed decision on which one you think would work around you. The eating solution is underpinned by a rule. So literally you will have one eating solution and then a rule that you need to follow. 2 things, that's all you need to do in terms of your eating. You will have a program for exercise that is going to accelerate your fat loss or whatever goals it is. You might need a little bit of pointing in the right direction in terms of training and where to go from training, but you will have a plan in place on what you need to do, which is super, super important. And then we'll do a deeper dive into what your barriers are, and then also have a plan in place to overcome those barriers as well. So the time one will be gone. As long as you can dedicate 90 minutes of your time to me in the workshop, the time will be gone because we will create a plan that fits around you. Motivation will be gone. That will not be a barrier anymore because you will have an A to Z on exactly how you can get to your goal in place. And what else? Willpower, again, like you will have the motivation for that. People who don't know what to eat, how to eat, you will have a plan in place for that. People who don't know what exercise they need to do or find the time to fit exercise around them, you will have a plan in place for that. There's not going to be any excuses, but we're going to see if there are any other barriers for you within the workshop. So again, it'll be personalized to you. So if you are interested in joining my workshop literally 90 minutes of your time. That's all I need for you. But I really do need your dedication on this. I can't provide that. You need to come dedicated. I can provide the rest of it, which is crazy. Literally just for £9.87. Like, that is it. £9.87. And there's limited places. We've got a few people who have already signed up. So if you want to sign up, drop a comment below workshop, and I will drop you the link. If you have any questions, either drop them in the comments or send me a DM and I'll happily answer them. But yeah, sign up to the workshop if you want a plan in place. I've gone over why it's really important. I've smashed through your time and motivation issues. So you literally don't have any excuses not to sign up unless you can't find £9.87. But I bet you can find £9.87 from somewhere. And if you need help finding £9.87, I will help you find £9.87. Okay? So I hope this training has been helpful. I look forward to seeing your plans that you have. So if any of you have plans, I really look forward to seeing them. And if you need help with plans, just sign up to the workshop. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's super, super cheap. I should offer it for more. So I hope that helps. I will stay on and reply to all your comments as always. Feel free to drop me a DM if you have any questions, and I look forward to speaking to you all. So see you all soon. Bye.